Namo, Amida, Butsu. This is actually supposed to be election time here in the United States of America, and it's a joke. I have all but stopped taking this Saha realm seriously at all. The world political systems are now a joke. Everything's run by a bunch of rich billionaires pushing their New World Order agenda. And this isn't conspiracy theories in action. This is what's going on. And it all has to do with world population control and control of the masses and keeping the masses malleable and subordinate to the authorities who work from the shadows. And I don't care. I see these videos ranting about all this stuff going on, the injustice, the cancel culture, and I don't see anyone, at least in my country, offering anything different, anything to alleviate this. I mean, it's like all they put up for election here in America is idiots, narcissists, tantrum-throwing, name-calling babies, woke ideologists pushing an agenda. And somehow people like me and you, common people just trying to earn a living and live our lives, get pushed aside. And so my response to this in the past used to be to worry. But I no longer take my life or my problems too seriously or too tragic. I see this realm as an illusion because it's too crazy to be real. Insanity and the collapse of world order is imminent at this point because it seems that the human race is too lazy, too spoiled, and too stupid to rise up against these powers. No one is willing to die for what they believe in. I, on the other hand, I don't care. I don't care. It's one dictator is as good as the next dictator. One puppet is as good as the next blowhard, narcissist, fake, liar. Everyone that has been put up for election to office as president in the United States have been just useless people, idiots. And it doesn't even serve a purpose for me to go name names or go through the list. We have a two-party system here in America that just isn't worth anything. It's not democracy. It's freedom of speech is eroding. Violence and stupidity seem to be the answer to everything. you know, there are no more borders, there are no more rules, there is no sense of society. It's slowly crumbling away. And I don't care. And I'm making this confession. I'm putting this video out to say, I'm going to try to survive and share the Dharma message of Amida Buddha as best I can. I'm going to continue as best I can to eat vegan, live a simple life, practice a vegan lifestyle, and to let go of obsessing about people from my past and present. I am determined to rest in the name of Amida Buddha as often as possible. I am determined to say the name of Amida and simply say the name of Amida as often as possible. Now, for those who would take those words and turn it into something weird or odd or twisted, no, I'm not saying I'm going to say nothing, do nothing but say Nembutsu 24 hours a day. It doesn't matter how many times you say Nembutsu. It annoys me that I have to say this. I'm Jodo Shinshu. It's not about the amount of times you do or don't say the name. It's that you entrust yourself to Amida when you say the name. That you have faith in Amida when you say the name. It's not about maintaining a perfect focus. It's not about counting numbers. And that's the thing. I no longer expect a lot from the human race anymore. And I'm not talking about anyone in particular, but in general, I kind of figure people in this country who are stupid enough to vote for either candidate put up, you know, I don't want to say you're beyond hope, but you're an idiot. It's just the violent and the crazy and the stupid and the evil seem to have taken hold of this society. And it's not the first time this has happened. This is nothing new. People are like, oh no, it's the New World Order. Oh no, we gotta vote. Seriously, you gotta vote? Who are you gonna vote for? Seriously, come on, grow up. You're an adult. I'm talking to an adult here. My channel is not geared for kids. So if you're watching this, you're more likely to be an adult over the age of 18 than not. Okay? Who are you going to vote for here in the United States of America? What party are you going to belong to? I mean, really? Let's just face the facts that these parties, like the people that represent them, are just fronts. And that's okay. Even if it's not okay. I don't care. You know, it doesn't matter who appears to be in control right now. It, like the rest of the Saha realm, is an illusion. It's not real. The American government isn't real. The concept of freedom worldwide is not real. Criminals here in the United States and abroad get a pass, for the most part. certain people get prosecuted, others don't, for the same crimes. Bias is glaringly apparent now. So am I going to crumple to the ground and say, oh, I give up, there's no hope? I don't care about hope. I worship Amida. I fully accept as a traditional Jodo Shinshu Buddhist that I am living in a prison right now. This is just part of prison life to me. And I have no more faith. I'm not a political person. I have no faith in the system. My faith is in Amida Buddha. My faith is in Amida Buddha. My faith is in the Dharma, the Amida Dharma, which is what I solely follow as a Jodo Shinshu Buddhist committed to the primal vow of Amida Buddha. I am committed to the Sangha, the Amida Sangha. In my case, solely the Amida-ji Jodo Shinshu Buddhist Sangha. These three things, these three jewels, are what matter to me now. I'm just here. I try to have a happy life, but I don't even care if I die. If I die during the making of this video, I will look after you. I will guide you lovingly as a Buddha from the Pure Land. I make that promise and commitment to you. I don't doubt this. Even if I doubt it, I don't doubt it. Because I know Amida is real. I know the primal vow is real. I know the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha are real. They're not mythology. They're not fantasy. They're not wishful thinking. They are realities that I encounter daily. And I'm happy with this. And so while the patriots say we must destroy the Democrats and all the people of the New World Order and grab our bug out bags and go live off the grid, and while all the Democrats, or most of the Democrats, most of the Republicans, I must say, because not everyone who votes a certain way is totally nuts, but there are fringe groups like the Democrats that don't care about qualifications. They don't care about who's more qualified. They care more about how many boxes can you tick. I tick none of them. I'm not a patriot. I'm not a social justice warrior. I'm not woke. Because I'm not enlightened. So it wouldn't do any good to call myself a patriot or woke, right wing, left wing. It doesn't mean anything. These things are merely components of the dream. They're mist. They're like the morning dew that evaporates in an hour. This whole world is an illusion. This whole world is a dream. There are people who want to end their life because of what is going on. Not only in America, but in Britain, in Russia, the Russian-Ukraine war, all this stuff going on. There are people that want to end their lives because they're afraid of another Great Depression hitting their country. They're afraid of a totalitarian regime coming to take us away and torture and kill us. See, I have the benefit of being an old man. Next month, as of the making of this video, it's now August the 12th, 2024. Next month, September the 15th, 2024, I will be 64 years old. I don't have that much time left, and I don't want it. If I can't be healthy and happy and make a difference in the Saha realm, I'm not going to kill myself, but I don't care if I live or die that much. Okay, that sounds crazy and defeatist and nihilistic. It's not. I am in prison. I am destined for the Pure Land, but I cannot go to the Pure Land as long as I'm living in prison. And once again, for those of you who don't get it, just like I'm not saying say the Nimbutsu all the time, I'm not saying end your life. We are not, I'll tell you what Josho Adrian Kirlia said. We are not to be known as a suicide death cult. We're about living the Dharma message, entrusting to Amida in this Saha realm while we're here. In the next realm, we will be Buddhas, fully enlightened Buddhas in the Pure Land. But who are you going to help if you kill yourself now? Who are you going to lead to Amida's grace and salvation that transcends all realms, all Saha illusion? Because only the Nimbutsu is true and real, because it comes from Amida Buddha to us. And we don't have the authority, since the name of Amida Buddha comes from Amida Buddha, we do not have the authority to use that to make ourselves rich, to make ourselves healthy, young, happy, as a psychological purge for our filthy mind, our warped mind. The name of Amida Buddha is most effectively used through the means of the primal vow. The 18th vow of Amida that says, if you say my name, entrust yourself to me, and wish to be born in my Pure Land, you will most assuredly do so in your next life, after this one ends, in the Pure Land of Amitabha Buddha. I think I've mentioned, there are two articles that from Josho Adrian Kirlia that I recite over and over every day. And I want to read them to you, because they are important, and I think I can't share them enough with you. And I'm on VK because Facebook is not a place I want to be. VK, for those of you who don't know, is basically Russian Facebook, but it's a hell of a lot better. Okay, the first article, and I'm going to enlarge this so I can read it better. It's called Rest in Nimbutsu. Let me read it to you. Rest in Nembutsu. Let all your thoughts come and go while you just say the name. Put an image of Amida Buddha that you like in front of you and say Nembutsu while looking at it. Don't force yourself to feel anything special. Just look at Amida and say his name. Rest in his presence and his name. Namo Amida Bu, Namo Amida Bu, Namo Amida Bu. Do not pursue the various thoughts and worries that appear in the mind, but rest in Amida's name. You can do this wherever you are, even without an image in front of you. Amida Buddha is always present, so you can simply change the focus to him and leave everything else aside. You do not need meditation techniques which will make you go astray from Amida, when this simple resting in the name can be done in any circumstance, and it is in accord with Amida's primal vow and Shinran's words. In this fleeting world, this burning house, all matters without exception are empty and false, totally without truth and sincerity. The Nembutsu alone is true and real. So rest in Namo Amida Bu, the manifestation of true reality beyond the samsaric delusion. Rest in the name, and you rest in Amida's presence. This is not a metaphor nor a symbol, but the actual truth. Amida is in front of you every time, so please turn your mind to him and rest in his name. Namo Amida Bu. And Sensei goes on to say, the above instructions appeared to me spontaneously during a night at Amida-ji Temple. May our Dharma friends abandon the intention to mix practices and find everything they need in the Nembutsu of faith. This is important. This is important to me. Who gets elected president is a joke. It's a farce. It's play acting. It's not real. Who is pulling the strings, whether you think it's Obama, Soros, Davos, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter. Everyone, I don't care how much money you are, how many super billionaires you have collected in one circle, no one is safe from karma. Karma is the cause and effect that we all have to answer to. And if your life is built on destroying and controlling others, then you will not have happiness. You will not have peace. I don't care how many billions you have. I say the Nembutsu. Not all the time. I don't always think about it. But I say the Nembutsu. Because only the Nembutsu is true and real. I'm going to read the other article. And this is on... This is a good one too. Go ahead and then magnify that. This is a good article. And the one on resting in Butsu, and this one, which is how I can bring more simplicity into my life and practice. Question. This is Josho Adrian Kirlia, his article on BK. Question. How can I bring more simplicity into my life and practice? My answer. Limit yourself to what is really necessary in personal and spiritual life. Read simple Buddhist books and do not complicate your mind with unnecessary things. Do not abuse alcohol or any intoxicants so that you can be as healthy as possible. Sickness is uncomfortable, so try to stay healthy. Do not befriend noisy people or people who drive you crazy or with too many problems that they refuse to solve by themselves. If possible, live in the countryside, and if not, visit parks and nature in the town. Do some physical exercise on a regular basis. Hit the gym as much as possible. Try not to have obsessions about people in your past and present. Do not take yourself, your life, or problems too serious and too tragic. Do not think you can fix the world or people around you. Do not have high expectations from people, especially from those you love. Try to rely on yourself as much as possible. Let go of the past and do not make long-term plans for the future. Whenever disturbing thoughts arise in the mind, let them come and go. Don't focus on them as they are empowered by the attention you give to them. However, if you do not pay attention to them, they will go naturally. This is a better solution than trying to fix your mind. Find pleasure in simple things like a good book or a good movie, music, etc. And more important than anything, have a simple faith in Amida Buddha and do not expect special things to happen in your spiritual life. I hope this helps, he says. Namo Amida Buddha. Now, it's not necessary for you as a Jodo Shinshu Buddhist to recite these things daily like I do. This is a personal decision I've chosen to make. This is something that I choose to do to simplify my life in a very crazy, insane, complicated world. The first, say Butsu, rest in Butsu. I don't rest in Zazen, silent meditation. I don't do yoga. What I do is engage in my love relationship, my personal relationship with the living Buddha, Amitabha, Amida, lovingly called for short. Amida is my joy, as I've said many times before on this channel. Amida is my strength, my hope, my salvation, my happiness. So why should I care who or what they put in office? They might as well put a damn monkey in. It doesn't matter. I mean, the last president we had, I think it would have been better if they put a monkey in. The two people on either party who are trying to become president, One is a name-calling, spoiled child, a junior high school bully, an adolescent in mind, even if he has an adult body. The other is some plant. I don't know how to describe this person. She doesn't speak much better than the last one. She certainly doesn't take the borders of my state, Texas, seriously at all. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if there is border control or not. I don't care what happens that much. I would love to be comfortable. I would love to have access to free internet. And by free, I don't mean that I don't pay for internet, but I mean the freedom to express myself online. On my online Sangha, Amida G Temple International. But if all that's taken away, all that's taken away. If I'm living under a bridge, stinking, filthy in rags, unwashed, I say Butsu till I die. If I'm sitting in an apartment in comfort and luxury, I say Butsu till I die. I entrust to Amida till I die. And I try to live according to the teachings of Shakyamuni Buddha as best as I can. I try to keep the precepts, knowing that as an unenlightened spiritual idiot, what we in Jodo Shinshu called a bamboo, I do the best I can, and I'm not going to be able to keep the precepts for long. Certainly not consistently. So, me personally, just thinking about me personally, I choose to be vegan, to have a simple life, a simple diet. I try to live my life, a vegan lifestyle, to bring as little pain and suffering to all sentient beings, not just animals. Yes, I'm mainly vegan for the animals, but in truth, I'm mainly vegan for the Buddha. It is the best I can do in keeping the precept of non-killing, no killing. And at that, I don't do that well. I stomp on roaches, I step on ants, I swat and kill mosquitoes, which makes me a murderer. It just flat out does. Those are sentient beings, and I kill them. I am guilty. Namo Amida Bu. I am not perfect, nor will I be. I am a very flawed individual. And I don't have high expectations for myself. Therefore, I choose not to have high expectations in this Saha realm of suffering and desire, in this prison known as the Dharma ending age of Mappo. As we move each minute further and further away from the time that Shakyamuni physically lived and dwelt on this planet with his Buddha field of influence, we now live in an age of selfishness run by narcissists. But in the midst of that, there is the Sangha. There are people in all schools of Buddhism who are sincere and true in their faith and devotion to the Buddhas. Just as I am sincere and true to my devotion to Amitabha Buddha, the only Buddha I worship and pray to. You see, in the midst of an illusion, you try to cling to that which is real. That is why I cling to the sleeves of Amida. That is why I entrust myself and my karmic destiny to Amida. That is why I say the ultimate gift, which is an honor to say, not for personal gain, financial gain, wisdom here in the Saha realm. Because really, what good would wisdom or financial gain do me? It'd make my life more materialistically comfortable. It'd make me appear more smart, more successful. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for inner peace and happiness. And for me personally, I can only find that through Amida Buddha. So I say his name, which is a gift to me. I can't influence that. No matter how many times I do or how little times I don't say Namo Amida Buddha, or Namo Amitofo, or Namo Ayidapad, or Namo Amitabha. However you choose to say Amida Buddha's name is right, as long as you entrust yourself to Amida Buddha while you're saying it. Wish to go to his pure land while you're saying it. And then know that he is able to bring you to that pure land because you've said it. I don't know what the future holds. I don't really listen that much to pundits, prophets, people who try to predict world economy, political trends, societal trends. I don't really care. I don't care what games are being played on TikTok, what trends are trending. It's hard sometimes being an old guy and realizing that because you're an old guy, you don't receive that much respect from certain younger people. And I say certain. I mean, it's not a complete shithole, this Saha realm. There are some beautiful things, good things. It's a beautiful sunny day. It's hot as hell here in Houston. But I see birds. I see the occasional hawk or vulture gracefully flying in the sky. I hear the hoot of the owl at night and in the early morning. I hear the beautiful call of crows. And yes, at the same time, I've been through a hurricane. I've been through a tornado in the same damn month. I've been without power for nearly over a month. I have it now. But what I'm saying is, we're living in a prison. Shit's going to happen, guys. It's going to. And worrying about who's going to be come on, man. Nobody's going to be president in the United States. Someone's going to be put up there, or someone who doesn't play the game will be canceled and taken down. It doesn't matter in the long run. What matters is the Pure Land. And the message that I'm sharing right now, that Amitabha Buddha is here for you. It's not hopeless. Therefore, it isn't hopeless. You don't know from one moment to the next how long you're going to live, how many breaths you're going to take. I urge all of you watching this to do this. Place your hands together and say these words with me. I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Bow. I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Bow. I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Once again, for the third time, bow. You have now taken the three refuges, the three jewels. They are called this because they are a refuge in this chaotic Saha prison. In this crazy world of suffering and desire, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha give us refuge. They are also called the three treasures. They are called that because they are in the midst of this madness, in the midst of this dream, ever-changing, nebulous, ethereal dream that we call reality. The Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha are treasures. Treasures to be revered, worshipped, clung to. Like a person in the midst of an ocean clings to a rock planted in the middle of the ocean. I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. If you've done this, you can honestly and truthfully say, I am a Buddhist. I now live my life differently. Instead of entrusting in myself and my own power, I entrust myself to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Now, having done that, of greatest importance, the primal vow. I entrust myself to Amida Buddha. I take refuge in Amida Buddha. I wish to be born in Amida Buddha's pure land. Now, follow me. If you say the name at least 10 times, Namo Amida Bu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Having said the name of Amida Buddha at least 10 times, now repeat after me. Amida Buddha, I say your name in faith and gratitude. I entrust myself and my karmic destiny to you. Amida Buddha, knowing that you and your pure land are true and real, I wish to be born in your pure land of ultimate bliss and peace. I wish to become a Buddha in my next life. Now, having said your name in faith and gratitude, having entrusted myself to you without any doubt, I know that in my next life, once this life in the Saha world ends, I will be born in your pure land of ultimate bliss and peace. If you have done this and you meant it, I welcome you, brothers and sisters, as brothers and sisters of Shinjin. Shinjin means simple faith in Amida Buddha. Shinjin means we entrust ourselves to Amida Buddha. We cling to his sleeves. And we no longer entrust in our own power to bring us to the pure land of infinite light and life. That land made of Amida's enlightenment. The dharmic realm that he has brought into being through his enlightenment. Because we do not have the power to bring ourselves there in this life. This is a corrupt, evil, dharmic age. This is a corrupt and evil, selfish, violent realm known as Saha, the realm of suffering and desire. The Pure Land of Amida Buddha, which is a real, actual place, has no violence. It has no hell. It has no hate. It has no resentment. It has no sexual promiscuity, sarcasm, cruelty. It has no oppression. It has no narcissism. It has no evil. In the Pure Land of Amitabha Buddha, there is only that which brings you closer to enlightenment. Everything from the trees to the sky to the water to all in that realm. Everything is conducive to bringing about full and complete total enlightenment. Freedom from our bondage to ego. So I urge you, don't become discouraged. Don't just give up. Entrust yourself to him. Amida is always in front of you. Amida is always there for you. Amida loves you, even when it feels like you're all alone. Namo Amida Buddha.